Voices of OKC, we are back and we are excited to be here. I'm excited today because we have a very special guest. We have Miss Ashonte Winston, and we're excited because she is our programs director at City Center. And so, man, Ashonte, how long have you been here now?
I'll say about, I think, 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
4.5 years.
You came to us through AmeriCorps, which was awesome. We have a partnership with AmeriCorps where we sometimes take on employees through AmeriCorps at a lower cost for us, but it was awesome because we got to get to know you a little bit in the process, and we were like, man, we got to hire this girl.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And so thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for what you do at City Center. I mean, honestly, we have young people here that without a safe place to go to, man, there's no telling what they'd be into. And so the role that you have here at City Center is very monumental because we believe that the young people are our future, and so if we're not providing opportunities for them or leading them to a space where they can be mentored, then I feel like our future's in trouble. So what you do, really big deal. But we want to hear more about Ashonte. So where are you from? Where'd you grow up? What was life like for you growing up?
So I'm from Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Born and raised in Spencer, Oklahoma.
All right, Spencer.
But I did go to school in Midwest City at Carl Labrador.
Okay. Very cool.
And so got some roots there in Spencer and also Midwest City.
Okay.
I ran track and played basketball at Carl Labrador.
Okay.
And then ended up getting a scholarship at a place or a college in like a small town, Forest City, Iowa, where I ran track there.
Okay.
And then transferred to Baker University, which is a private school. Suffered in high school. I had suffered ACL, MCL, cracked my femur and stuff, and so running there was a little bit tough.
Gotcha.
So that's a little bit about me. I mean, I have four siblings all together. Parents, love my parents to death. They taught me a lot along the way.
Yeah,
so,
you have. I haven't had a chance to meet your dad, but I've met your mom. She's amazing, and your aunt, she's amazing too. Yeah. So that's incredible. What was it like growing up in Spencer?
Spencer, it's a place of belonging. There's a lot of community there, awesome. Togetherness and unity. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're bound to see horses.
Yes, I love that.
Roll up to the Brahms window. Yeah. That's just kind of where it's at. Everybody work, bleed just hard work and dedication there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I love the Spencer area. I used to run around in Northeast OKC a lot, and so every now and then I'd go to the Spencer area, and there was a place that you're probably familiar with I used to go to a lot called Dungey. Yeah. Fred Factory. Some of our people, shout out to Dungey.
Yeah.
Some of our people out there might know what I'm talking about, but it's a really alive apartment complex.
Yeah, it is.
So, but I've heard nothing but that what you described about Spencer, though. The people are just amazing, hardworking, great community, very salt of the earth community. And so we love Spencer. That's awesome. Yeah. So when was there like this passion for you that kind of rose up? I mean, to even be involved in the nonprofit space, but with young people, was there something that as you were growing up that you experienced maybe, or something you saw? What do you think drives that?
Yeah, I think, my parents worked a lot of just trying to get us the best life, and so, I mean, my family we kind of been affected by, the prison system, between my mom and my oldest brother. So a lot of that dedication came from that, and also, I think it was just, times where, I mean, my parents, they gave us the best that they could, but there were times where, electricity was cut off, all those things, and so it was just the gratefulness through all that, but also just the hard work. I mean, the hustle, to make it out, to set an example. So my parents were a true reflection of just staying dedicated, but my passion for youth was, a lot of it was my childhood of just, always just going over each hurdle that was put in my way. Sure. I think it was when I was I was kicked out, but also sent home because I wasn't able to afford college anymore. I think my sophomore year at Baker University. So I think that was also my passion of where that began.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the grit and determination you got. We talk a lot about grit here at City Center, and with Voices of OKC specifically. We want to hear stories like that, because, there's a difference in people that you see that have experienced challenging circumstances. There's some people that they say, you know what, I'm going to push through this. I don't ever want to live like this again. And other people kind of like yield to that environment or that situation. But I love that you're an example that you said, you know what, I'm going to leverage this for motivation. Yeah. And I love that also translates to our young people. I feel like you're a great example of someone who's steady, who's consistent, who leads well. And that is so important for our young people. So I really appreciate that about you. One thing I'd also like to know, I think, my personal story, I think most of us have had a moment where it was like, man, I got to change. This is the turning point in my life. And maybe the experience at the college was that for you, but I don't know if there was something where you're like, you know what, this is a dark moment for me. I feel really hopeless in this moment, but I believe that I can move beyond it. Was there a moment like that for you at all that kind of shifted your perspective in life in general?
I think the biggest moment would probably have to be when it was my freshman year in college. I was at it was Waldorf University, and I so happened to I guess I didn't learn my lesson because I was partying too much, doing a lot of things that I had no business doing, engaging in stuff. And I remember getting the letter. It was like, I think it was fall break or spring break. And I got a letter saying that, hey, you're getting kicked out of school. Your grades have dropped. They're plummeted. And so my parents will know now, but my parents never knew about that.
I love it. Breaking news here on Voices of OKC.
Yeah, so I had to write a letter and stand before the board and everything. And one of my best friends who also got the same letter, she wasn't able to get accepted back into college, but I did. And so that was a pivotal moment. But I would have to say when I got sent home and I wasn't able to afford school anymore, that was a changing moment because I ended up meeting one of my greatest mentors in LA, billionaire PA. So he was the stepping stone for me, really cool. For sure. Yeah.
I love that. Well, that's really cool. We're going to take a really quick break, and then we're going to come right back and hear more about Ashonte and what she does here at City Center and how she's bringing hope to here at City Center. So thanks so much. We'll be right back.
Of course.
We are back with Voices of OKC with Ashonte Winston, and she is our programs director here at City Center. And so just hearing more about her life and some pivotal points that she had is very insightful and eye-opening. I think the reality is there's something that we experience in life, and we just have a choice in those moments, And, the thing that I pray a lot is just, I just pray for the awareness that it's the moment, that I need to be cognizant of that, hey, this could go either way, you know? And so I love that we also present those opportunities to young people here at City Center. So we operate within this collective impact model where we have lots of partners, and you have a huge part in recruiting new nonprofit partners and other people like that can come in for our students. But so our program is incredible. I love that we don't rely just on ourselves in our program. We want to rely on friends and partners in the community. So I think that's really a great principle that we operate within. But I'd like to also just hear, what does a day in the life look like for programs at City Center?
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
and do you need to wear a helmet?
You got to wear goggles, helmets, all those things, pads, shoulder pads. But a day in the life at City Center within a youth program, every day is not the same day, right. Of course, we're dealing with all, sorts of kids from many different backgrounds. And so a lot of it just, a lot of it's laughter, a lot of it's tears, a lot of it sometimes it's fights. Yeah, yes, sure. Because
it's not a good center if there's not at least a fight.
Right,
once a week, right?
So, but a lot of it is love. Yeah, it's progress, and our progress is different for their progress. Right. It's the constant, reevaluating that you are seeing that you're heard,
Yeah,
and that's okay that you're not perfect. That's why you're here, and so every day is memories created, and I get to see us, and I get to see the impact model that we use champion our youth, in many different ways. And so whether it's them having a D and achieving a C, or a B or A, those steps look different for each and every kiddo that we deal with. But on the bright side, we get to see our kids progress, and we get to see them activate their gifts, truly activate.
So cool.
And so I'm excited to just walk along their journey, because they are the future, so yeah.
So good. So I want to hear, give me a story. Give me a story from a young person that you've encountered that it's been really impactful for you personally, but just also for the program.
I would have to say Orion. Yeah. And there's another kiddo, but for the sake of time, Jordan is a great one as well. But Orion, I've seen this kid just come from, I always get emotional to talk about him for some odd reason. I do, because I've seen him have this dark cloud above him, just kind of wanting to be in the shadows all the time and not be seen. And also feeling worthless, that he has no value to society or himself. And so just seeing him, go through the process of being at SOAR, which is alternative school for everyone who didn't know, but and then PC Academy, and then back at PCO, and just the progress he's made, of not just the progress, but the young man that he is, that he's becoming. And so he's one of our kiddos that I hold dearest to my heart. He it's good to see him now. He has a job, he's doing what he's supposed to do. And so that's probably a kiddo that I just love seeing grow. Of course, all of our kiddos as well.
No, that's really good. Ryan, he definitely has a special place in my heart too. He's, we won't go into detail, but he's faced a lot of challenges, and really it's been pretty amazing to see how he has really emerged above all of that. And has made a choice to say, I'm going to choose this opportunity over what's out there for me in my community that I live in. And so the reality is, honestly, that doesn't happen without people dedicated like you and like Christian, who is now our programs coordinator. Stepping up and just being available. And I want to share with the audience too. Sometimes it's just a matter of being available. It's just a matter of saying, I'll be there. Maybe you don't have all the tools you think you need to be a mentor. Really, mentoring mainly is showing up.
It is. A lot of that, you're right. A lot of that is just kind of showing up and being present, more than anything. I think that's where really the most work is done, is being present. And in that present moment, you allow them to use their voice, without any interruptions or, questions. And so I think just being present in anything, because I always refer back to, it only takes one person to just be present in your life. And I know the interview is about me, but I know it took one person to be present in your life. And this is why we're here, for many different reasons. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is just being present, more than anything. So
yeah, that's a really good point. And I don't, we want to obviously keep the focus on Ashonte. That's
for sure.
Point,
for sure.
If I could share really quickly, if it wasn't for somebody, and honestly, I'll never forget who it was. It was an older man from Ardmore named Blue, and in prison. And he pulled me under his wing. He kind of showed me the ropes, and mentored me and helped me become a leader and all these different things. And if it wasn't for that one guy, I don't know where I would have been, because there's all kinds of people that want to approach you. I always say there's all kinds of mentors out there. There's the positive mentors, but there's also the mentors that'll teach you how to sell drugs, that'll teach you how to keep your money in line in that regard. And so we have to, when we do embrace that person, that we never forget that initial person and the people following, So I think mentorship is such a huge part of what we do. And actually mentorship is what helps build that story of hope in these young people that we serve. So that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny that you say, like that one person that benefit or that you came across, for me, I've said this, prior, was billionaire PA,
Mm-hmm.
I love my parents. I don't know what they were thinking. I had went to LA all by myself, never met this person day in my life, and it changed my trajectory.
Oh man.
Yeah. He exposed me to he grew up on the streets of Skid Road, started his business of just speaking dreams into existence. Wow. And there I got to see different layers of how people lived economically, sure. And just the resources that were available to them, and he was exposing me to just a different way of thinking. And I remember coming back to Oklahoma City, walking downtown, asking people, are they speaking their dreams to existence? And then that was I think I was maybe 22, 23, and just walking and asking many different people like, hey, are you speaking your dream to existence? And that was the moment that was the moment that led me down this path of people, community, and most importantly, youth. So
that's really cool. Yeah, it's impactful when we encounter that person. So when we choose to step up and be that person, we have no idea the exponential effect that has. Yeah. In my opinion, throughout eternity. Well, Ashonte, I asked our guest this same question. How do you define hope?
How do I define hope? I think it's remembering that your debt has been wiped clean, your slate, and that your past doesn't define who you are. So that's kind of how I would define hope, more than anything. Yeah.
That's good. One of our core values here is your past doesn't define your future. And so when you strip away that lie that it does, it gives you hope. Yeah. That's really good perspective. I really appreciate that. Thanks.
Of course.
But I want to, before we wrap things up and we can get ready to close with this, I want to hear about your clothing line.
Yeah.
So you got a clothing line. Yeah. What's the website? Well,
so here's the thing. We're working on the website, but I appreciate the shout out. Yeah, this is Revelations Clothing. It's inspired by an event that had happened, I think 2023, and September the 24th of my car accident. And so the subline to that is 2 Corinthians verse 12:9, God's grace is so sufficient. And so this is just to represent that, but more than anything, get the youth involved. And so this is, which I love Christian as well. We're just trying to just be creative with our youth and just activate a different level of creativity. So
I love that. There's so many things that you guys do, so many layers of unique experiences that there's something here for every type of young person that comes to our center. You're mentoring young people. You're building stories of hope. Yeah. You are a story of hope. Yeah. And, man, it's just such an honor to have you on staff. We really do. Seriously. We love our entire staff, but, we just really appreciate all of our team. But, the work that you put in with the youth is very special and very hard. Yeah. But you do it with joy, and you do it with the heart and mission mindset that we have here at the center. And, I'm just grateful for you. So thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
And we're excited about what today's going to look like in youth. Yeah. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
And if you're in our audience today and you ever want to come by and visit us, please shoot us an email at voicesofokc@okcitycenter.org, and we will get you hooked up. We'll give you a tour. You can potentially come on the show if that's something you want to do. Yeah. But we just want you to see our space. So if you want to swing by, shoot us an email. We'd love to connect with you guys. But Ashonte, thank you so much. Have an incredible day.
Thank you.